Hi, my name is James Massey, and today we're going to talk about hire your first buyer's agent whenever you're starting a team. So if you like the information, go ahead and hit like and subscribe to my channel. All right, so let's get into it. So one of the things that, whenever you're getting an overflow of business, or whenever your business is to the point where now like you're having to turn down business, that's pretty much the time when you want to go ahead and get you a buyer's agent. And the reason being is because like the most leverage is going to be coming from, you're dealing with your listing. However, we never want to discount the buyers that are coming from your listing. So hiring your first buyer's agent, a couple of things you need to make sure that you're making sure of, right? One, that particular agent wants to be on a team. That's a big deal. Nobody wants an agent that they're going to bring in, and then that particular agent is going to stay there for like, a month or 2 months, and then they're going to jump ship. So a couple of things that you want to start doing when you ask them, you want to do a DISC profile. Now, this is going to kind of tell you what type of person this is, right? This is like the DISC, right? So this is the D is pretty much somebody that's very dominant. And that's going to be 9 times out of 10 you as the business owner. A D person is really not a good buyer's agent. A D person is going to be somebody that's going to want to do things on their own. They're not going to really take direction very well. That's not going to be the person that you're going to want for a buyer's agent. An I personality, you can definitely use an I for a buyer's agent, or even an S for a buyer's agent as well, because that's a particular individual you're going to be able to like kind of coach up and teach up. You're never going to have somebody that's going to necessarily stay with you forever. So it's going to be always a situation where at some point they're going to want to leave. However, you want to at least have like a 2-year commitment or a 3-year commitment, somebody that actually wants your advice, wants your information in order for the growth. The other thing that I always did is I always interviewed them first. So I didn't just hire them right away. And I had, specific questions that I was asking. One of the biggest questions, I'm going to give you a little tidbit, right? Pro point, right? So if you, are you more concerned about the commission split or how much money that you make? That's the golden point. Like, you can have all the other questions because you want to make sure that they're in line with you properly. It's specifically with your core values before. But that question right there, the reason why it's so important, because if somebody is concerned about the commission split more than the money that they make, then that's not going to be a good buyer data, because that person is going to leave you. They're going to pull away at some particular point. So you want to make sure you're getting somebody that understands, one, your value as far as you being able to train them. 2, if you're providing leads with them. And then 3, they're not going to be a big issue when it comes to splits. So let's kind of get into that whole thing about splits. There's a few different ways that you can actually have splits whenever you have a buyer there. You could have a 75-25 split. You could have a 50-50 split. The biggest thing that you need to realize is that if you're going to do a split with a buyer's agent, and if you're buying leads, you got to make sure that you're going to be profitable even after paying those leads and then paying that buyer's agent. You never want to run into a situation where now you're in the negative for just breaking even. You're doing this for a reason to create leverage. You're creating a real estate business. So you want to make sure that those splits are something that's going to be utilized in your favor. And that might sound selfish, right? But you're doing it for yourself. You're building a business for yourself. So it has to be something that's going to benefit you. Now, what's going to benefit that agent is the fact that they're not going to have to worry about where their business is going to come from. They're not going to have to worry about training. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have certain tools and systems in place where they're going to be able to automatically just walk into. So all those things need to be in place, and those are benefits to the buyer's agent that's actually joining your team. So whenever you're having a buyer's agent, I try to just kind of give you a rule of thumb for myself. I like the 50-50 split thing, right? Some people, they can do 75-25, but 50 kind of work, right? Because if you're doing, let's say your operation is about 25%, right? Well, then your process within your real estate team is going to be about 25% profit, because you got to think about it. If you got a 25% operation, right? You got a 50% split with your agent, and your profit is going to be like 25%. That's usually how it works. So as long as you're running about a 25% profit margin, some people will say 20% profit margin, then at that particular time, you're actually doing the business the right way, and you have something working in your favor. So if you like the information that I just put out there, go ahead and hit like and subscribe to my channel.